Hi everyone, I'm so glad that you came in. I just thought we would hang out. I wanted to say hi and thank you and do something with my face. So if you'd like to hang out for a little bit, then please keep watching. I just realized when I hit record that I had not decided on the palette that I wanted to use today. So I'm not going to just grab one that I've been grabbing and running. So let me dig in my drawers where I'm supposed to be going through these palettes and I'll pick something out of there. Okay, so I pulled out the Color Rain Queen of Hearts. This is an oldie, but I believe a goodie. You can see that I have not really given it a lot of time and attention. So let's go ahead and use this palette today. On my face so far, I have used, I hate the foundation. My skin has changed so much. Okay, let me start over with that. There has been such a change in my skin, but a lot of that could be because I have totally neglected my skin. It's shameful. Let me just put that out there. It's shameful. I tried to use my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I don't know if it was this or the primer, because the primer I've been using for the past couple times has been the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. When I first got this, I was very underwhelmed with it. I was not impressed, especially for the price tag that was on it. Seriously, no. But then my sweet friend Kathy, anybody I'd talk about, of course I will link their channel down below. I heard her say something about 2 applications or a double application of this, I believe. So I started doing that and I did enjoy this more. Would this be a repurchase? Absolutely not. I don't know if it was this, my skin, because this is like one of my favorites forever. So then I went in with I don't even know what I used. What did I do with it? I think hey, I'm just being honest. I do. I think I got mad and threw it. Maybe away. Okay. Let me talk briefly. Let me touch on this. I picked this up. I had to run some errands for my mom, and I picked this up. Perfusion, Feel Good Skin, Long Wear Skin Perfector. This is their foundation with hyaluronic acid, medium to full coverage, SPF of 15. I will say I was shocked by this. It looks so pretty on my skin. This looks so pretty on my skin. It really does. I quit using this for a week because I started getting breakouts. I mean, deep. This thing has been around for probably a week. And it was one of those under the skin, like if I touched my cheek, it hurt. But I had breakouts all around. And it wasn't from wearing a mask because I haven't really been anywhere. I used to get again yesterday. I was so excited because my makeup looks so nice. I woke up, I have a huge zip right here, and I'm getting another one right here below this one. So there's something in here that's breaking me out, but it really did look good on my skin. So that was kind of a bummer. I think so. I'm just going to go in with this guy. I wanted to just come on today and say hi, say thank you for all of the love and the sweet comments on the little video clip that I put up about Tough. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. It's been hard, of course. It's been hard selfishly, you know, because I want her here, but knowing that she is walking the golden streets, walking for the first time ever, knowing that she can use both of her arms. She could only use her left arm before she got really bad. Knowing that she doesn't have a curvature anymore. Knowing that she can fully see, she has perfect vision. knowing that she no longer has a childlike mind, but she knows all. How could I not want that for her? You know? But there's a stinky human side to me that is still very much like, I want my sister. But that's okay. A lot of you that have been with me for a while know that the past few years, the past 6 years, Tef had started declining. For a while it was kind of rapidly. We had 2 huge scares. She was in Ruby at one point. She was on life support for almost 6 weeks. And then another time, the last time she was in the hospital at UHC, she coded several times and they basically had sent her home to die. In April, that would have been 4 years. We were given 4 extra years of love and laughter and enlightenment. And that's priceless. So we try, when we feel really sad, we try to look at the brighter part of it, knowing how she is. And she's with my Samantha, and they were so close. They were so close. I know Samantha was one that was there to greet her. So, I just keep reminding myself of things like that. And it helps a lot. I know there for the first couple weeks, I know that God was carrying Mom and I through it because we were just in, we were in shock. We had seen her go through so much, and this was so quick and so sudden, even at a horrible time when our world drastically changed. I could sit and reflect, and Mom could too. We talked about it numerous times. God had his hand in it. And I know that might not make sense to a lot of people, but he had his hand in it. And when she first came home from the hospital, I was at my mom's so much, helping do whatever needed done. That's just where I needed to be. There were times that, and it's a 40-minute drive one way, there were times that I headed home at 10:30, 11, 11:30 o'clock at night, midnight. There were times I had gone up to Walmart to get something, really late and didn't get home till 1 or 1:30. But that night, that Tuesday night, it was like there wasn't a question. I was spending the night that night. It'll be a month tomorrow. So a month ago today, that just kind of hit me. A month ago today, I was spending the last day with my sister on this earth. But we didn't know. We didn't know. Do I have regrets? Not many. Because there was love and laughter, and I'm happy for her through a broken heart. That's just the way it is when you lose someone. I know that she left this earth loving her Jesus and going right into his arms. I can't be mad at that. But up until right before she left, we had stayed up all night. And anyway, Tuesday, it was just 2 days after my mom's birthday. We had a birthday get together, and I had this beautiful cake made for her. One of my friends, his daughter is self-taught, and oh my goodness, the gift this girl has is unbelievable. But, you know, everything was good. Tef on that Tuesday wasn't feeling that great. The day before, she had a little bit of stuffiness, a little stuffy nose. So I stopped at Target, got her some Zicam gummies, and, you know, went about our day on Monday. Then Tuesday, I called, as I always did, to check in and see if they needed anything while I was on my way. And Mom said, well, Tef isn't feeling good. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said she just feels nauseous. She feels like she's going to be sick. And I said, really? I said, do you think, because Mom wanted pizza for her birthday from a pizza place that we don't normally get pizza from. And I had been kind of sick that night, Sunday night. Jack had been. Mom was up all night, all day. She was sick until probably 3 or 4 o'clock on Monday. So when she said that, I thought, well, did they have leftovers from her party? And maybe that's what's making Tef feel nauseous, because Mom was up, you know, she basically had food poisoning. Maybe that's what's going on with Tef. So we're going to go into Duchess. With Tef, she did have a, you know, she was going to be, she would have been 53 the end of the month, this February. But she probably had the mentality, maybe between 9 and 11-year-old. So a lot, because all she could do was mental stimulation. She had lost the use of her left arm. She couldn't move. She couldn't do anything. She was basically a quadriplegic. Her curvature had gotten really, really bad, and we found out that that is what, in fact, ended up taking her. It gave her a upper intestinal rip, and so that's what ended up happening. So I would, you know, get all razzed up and what we called give Tef a hard time, just tease her to get her going and make her feel like she was being, Mom said, you are creating a monster, because she did. She was getting my mouth. I'm just saying, she was getting my mouth. And so I had Mom put her on the speakerphone, and I said, aren't you feeling good, sweetheart? And she said, no. She said, I feel like I'm going to be sick. And she would say the V word, which might bother some people, so I won't say it. And I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I tell you what. I said, I'll bring you something. I don't want anything. I said, nothing at all. I said, I've got to go over and get paperwork. So I'll call when I leave there and see if you feel like eating. But until then, I said, I guess Mom can give you a little bit of my Coke to sip on. That might settle your tummy. And she's like, I like Pepsi. I'm like, Pepsi's too sweet. You need to have a little sip of Coke. Okay. So I said, you know, you're lucky I'm letting you have some. And she's like, yeah, I hear you. So we were still bantering back and forth. And then I went over and picked up my paperwork. And immediately when I got in the vehicle, I called Mom. And Mom said that she, in fact, had been sick. I'll just say it that way. I was on speakerphone, and I said, are you okay now? And she said, I feel a little bit better. And I said, did you have a sip of pop? And she said, a little one. It helped. Okay. She said, it got that taste out. Ew. I said, I know. So she didn't want anything. So I headed to Mom's. And like, it was basically like we had her set. She was always a choking hazard, but especially since she can't do anything to help herself move or, you know, whatever, we had her setting up pretty straight in her hospital bed. It was just, like I said, you know, we bantered back and forth, and I was talking to her about different things. She had gotten me some really cool things to use in my painting, And I was telling her a couple different things I was going to do with my art room, and, you know, just a normal day. And at one point, her tummy had calmed down. She felt better. So Mom said, will you help me turn her? I needed to go get their prescriptions and to run into Sam's and get ink from my mom. And she said, will you help me turn her? Yeah. So we went to turn her, and she had been having problems with her catheter, which, you know, after the fact, everything makes sense. But when you're in the middle of it, anyway, her catheter had come out. I said, while, you know, you're waiting for the nurse, because the nurse was coming over, I'm going to go ahead and run up and get the prescriptions and get your ink, and then I'll be back. Tough. Anything I can get you. You know, do you want ice cream? Do you want a milkshake? Anything. No. I said, well, Mom's going to give you extra protein today if you're not going to eat. And she said, that's okay, because we would give her protein through her feeding tube. So I headed out just as the nurse was getting there. So I ran the errands, got back. How'd it go? Fine. Nurse took a specimen of her urine. Okay. That was all that was said. So we just kind of settled in for the evening, and Tef started feeling not so good again. And this was probably, I would say around 6-ish. And, you know, I had given her a couple sips of pop, and Mom had given her a couple sips of pop, and then she started not feeling well, so she didn't want any more to drink. Oh, she had gotten sick while I was gone. And I wasn't even gone an hour. And she had gotten sick while I was gone. I'm going to take this, because I knew she got sick again. I couldn't remember when, but it was while I was gone. So we were settling in, and Mom came in and gave her another drink, and Tef just kind of looked at her, and I said, you know, I kind of like you. Just a little. So if you want me to go get you Pepsi so you don't have to drink my Coke, then I would go do that for you. You just let me know. And she looks at me straight serious, and she goes, and she would kind of do this because, like I said, she was legally blind. And she'd like, that would be nice of you. Just real straight faced. And I said, what? And she said, that would be nice of you. I said, you want me to go get you Pepsi? She said, yeah, please. Okay. So I told Mom I was headed out. It was just so funny because when she did that, Mom just looked at her and she's like, really? So I went back with her Pepsi, and I, you know, just like we always did, you know, just teasing. And I said, you know, you are so lucky to have the best sister in the world. She's like, I know. And she would smile. And like I said, I don't know what time exactly it was. I had been texting with Jack and Jackie all afternoon, you know, giving them updates, letting them know what was going on. And I guess it was probably 7:30. And it was just like, there was no question. There was not even a thought of me leaving. And I had not stayed before, but there was just, I wasn't going anywhere. And I called Jack, and he's like, listen, before I said, you know, he was like, what's going on with Tef? And I told him, and he said, listen, honey, I've already taken care of your dogs. I've already done this. I've already done that. I've already done this. Chief and I are getting ready to have dinner now. You stay. And it just, I mean, he's always been amazing. When I've, you know, been there long periods of time, he's always been amazing. That was the most amazing affirmation, because there was just no question. Well, are you going to stay? Well, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I had no intention of leaving that night, and he had already taken care of everything. And at that point, it was just that Tef had been nauseous a couple of times and been sick a couple of times. You know, it was nothing that would warrant me staying. We just went on about our evening. Tef and I picking on Mom. That's what we love the most. Or if Mom and I would act like we were aggravated with the other one, Tef just got the biggest kick out of that. Goes on. I go in and I had an extra set of clothes there, like comfy clothes. I had a pair of my black leggings and a shirt. I was so excited to find. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wondered whatever happened to this shirt. It was so comfortable. Well, I had to end up throwing it away. But anyway, that was the least of my concerns, was that stupid shirt. So I got in the recliner and propped it up. Of course, Carmen didn't know what was going on. She was like, why are you here? Are we going to play ball all night? And then Mom was doing her nightly thing. So, we talked a good bit, and she talked to Karma a good bit. She loved Karma so much. And we just, back and forth. None of us slept at all that night. Not at all. There was no sleep. And that's okay. But at one point, she started this burping. So then that progressed a little bit, but it wasn't like she wasn't sick. Like in between, she was still, wanting to banter with me and stuff. This is Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. At one point, we decided to prop her over on her side because it seemed like, her feeling not good was intensifying a little bit. So we propped her over on her sides, would lessen the chance of her choking and asphyxiating. So we did that. We were still, the three of us talking. About 4:20, 4:30, Tef got a little bit upset, and Tef never complained about anything. She just didn't. She got a little bit upset, and we said, what's wrong? What is it? She said, if this keeps up, I'm not going to let anybody get any sleep. Nobody's going to rest. And I said, well, Mom said it at the same time, Tef, we're fine. Mom was like, honey, we're fine. You don't worry about that. We're just trying to make you feel better. And Tef's like, okay. This is Laura Geller Peach Delight, which I didn't know, but Mom said that her coloring started changing because Mom was on that side of her. I was on the back side of her. And Mom said, Trish, I think we need to set her up. And I said, really? And she said, yeah, I think we need to set her up. I said, well, let's see about it. And I turned because of course, we've been awake all night, but the hall light and the kitchen light were on. Nothing, dining room or living room were on. And I said, well, let me see about it. So I go over and I turn on the light in the living room, the big light. I said, I don't know if it's a good idea. Mom wasn't going to say, well, her coloring looks different, because then that could panic Tef. This is the Physicians Formula finishing powder. So I kind of leaned over. We had the prop because Tef couldn't hold herself, to stay on our side. And we had the prop there. And I slid the prop out, and I had my hand on her back. And I slid the prop out. And I was leaning over. I said, okay, I got you. I'm going to, because she, not being able to catch herself, always felt like she was going to fall. And I said, she always wanted to go real slow. And as I said it, I looked at my mom's face, and my mom's eyes were really big. But I just wasn't, it just wasn't registering with me. Why is mom looking like that? You know what I mean? I, at this point, had both my hands on her. And I was looking, because I'm tall enough to kind of look over. And I was looking over, and I said, "Are you ready?" And she didn't say anything. And I said, "I got you. I'm going to go real slow, so you don't feel like you're falling." And I'm looking, and she was gone. I looked at mom, and mom's just looking at her, and she's going, "Tef, Tef." She starts saying Tef. She said she was saying it while I was saying, "Come on, Tef, I got you. You know, I'm going to go real slow so you don't feel like you're falling." She was saying Tef then. I didn't hear it. That's what has been going on. As far as me, I'm okay. I'm okay. My heart hurts because I miss her so bad. I've always been Tef's sister. Always. And now I just kind of am lost. But I allowed myself so much time. I am very blessed that with work I had saved up a lot of PTO time. So I have got to make some decisions now. I don't know that I could go one-on-one with a client. I did that to help my mom and my sister. I don't know. I just, right now and from the get-go, not immediately, of course, but you know, you have to think of reality too. I have bills. I have a new vehicle to pay for, and I'm not a millionaire. So I have to make decisions. And the thing that is most important to me is maybe being blessed with a job where I could work from home and be able to work some for moms. That way my mom will still have me somewhat, not as much obviously as before, but you know, a few days a week, maybe doing, because my old room, I could use my old room and set up an office in there. That's not a big deal. It'd probably be a lot quieter than here. We have a very loud farm. I've literally put it in God's hands, and I feel like I know where He wants me to go, to apply, and to I prayed hard about it. I want this new chapter in my life. I'm not only carrying my daughter, I'm carrying my sister. I want to make both of them so proud of me. But more importantly, I want to do God's will, and I want to live His purpose. And I'm excited in a way, nervously, to see where He's going to put me, so that He can use me the most for His will, not my own. I will tell you that normally I would be like, oh, I better go back to work in retail, because that's my safety zone. And for the first time ever, I don't want my safety zone. I want to do what I can do for my daughter, of course. I'll always carry her with me. But for Tef, while she was on this earth, couldn't do so much, but yet did so much. I mean, come on. I've got to go for it. I have to, for her and for me. So, with that being said, a lot of things like that are unsure, but while I'm working on a resume, which I've never done a resume, while I'm making sure that I'm really invested in the proper time, in my Bible and in my devotions and in my prayer time and I'm really seeking the Lord's direction, and I want to make sure that I'm going that right way. So if you pray, and you would pray that for me, that I am totally listening and hearing what God has for me, and that he closes any wrong doors and opens all the right ones. I jokingly said, which he didn't think it was funny, Jack didn't think it was funny, I said, if I was young and really hot, I would just be a full-time YouTuber. But he didn't think that was funny. He said, there's no reason you couldn't be a full-time YouTuber. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Anyway, YouTube is still where I come to hang out with my friends. I love you all so much. Thank you again for all of your love and prayers. They have meant more to me than you will ever know. And I will see you again real soon. I love you all. I pray for you all. God bless.